center field for Ellsbury. On the run is Angle back towards the triangle. That ball is off the wall. Ellsbury's got a chance to go all the way around. Here he comes. And inside the park, home run for Jacoby Ellsbury. In the air to deep left field for Connor Jackson, and that is gone. Grand slam for Connor Jackson. So they've seen an inside the park home run in this inning, and now a grand slam. An incredible offensive attack last night as we get ready for Game 3 of the series tonight between the Orioles and the Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox last night with an incredible 18 runs and a much-needed victory.
Well, it was great to see the offense get going in Game 2 of that day-night doubleheader last night. And the first four guys in that lineup got going in a big way. We already saw the inside-the-park home run by Jacoby Ellsbury. He was 3 for 6 in the game. Marco Scutaro, who's been swinging the bat very well, 3 for 5 with a double and a couple of RBIs. Adrian Gonzalez, 3 for 3. All 3 hits were singles for Gonzalez. And Dustin Pedroia, who's back in his 2 spot tonight, going 3 for 4 with 4 runs batted in. So that certainly helped in Game 2 to get all those runs for the Red Sox, take some pressure off, because they've been feeling pressure over the last week or so. And when you score runs the way they did last night, that helps everybody.
Well, tonight the Red Sox sent Eric Bedard to the mound. The former Baltimore Oriole will take the hill. He's 5-9 with a 3.50 earned run average. We're back with more from Fenway right after this. Between the Orioles and the Red Sox. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Well, the Orioles have really struggled this season. They're in last place in the American League East. In fact, the only team in the AL East that has an under 500 record, and largely because of some injuries to some of their key players. And it all starts with a guy who normally leads off for the Orioles in Brian Roberts. Roberts, who played in a career-low 59 games last season, will finish this year playing in only 39. The Orioles last saw their two-time All-Star second baseman on May 16th. He was placed in the DL one day later. When he first went out, the Orioles hoped he would miss just 2 or 3 weeks. Luke Scott has been with the Orioles' leading home run hitter the past 2 seasons, but has played just 1 game since July the 3rd due to a torn right labrum. Scott had hoped to avoid surgery, but late in July decided to go forward with the procedure. Should have him ready for spring training in 2012. Well, speaking of injuries, of course, Clay Buchholz has been injured. With more, here's Heidi Watney.
Well, Don, Clay Buchholz threw a 32-pitch simulated game today, and it went well, according to his manager, his pitching coach, and most importantly to Clay Buchholz. Now, he said he hasn't had any setbacks or any pain at all through his progression through this back injury. He threw to 4 of the Red Sox hitters today, and he said he wasn't throwing exactly 100%, but he's getting there.
I didn't cut loose on any fastballs like I do in a game, but it's hard to do that throwing to your own hitters. Don't want to hit anybody and hurt anybody else. So, no, it wasn't 100% effort, but I threw every pitch that I throw in the mix. So, if I had to put a number on, it was 85-90% today.
Now, Kurt Young said Buchholz will throw another simulated game on Friday where he will throw 2 innings to get that up and down feel, 15 pitches for each inning. They're going to reassess him from there, but Young said the longer the Red Sox play, the better for Buchholz because he can build up some strength and go longer. He said in Buchholz's first outing, he will likely just warm up and come in for 1 inning, and then they'll go from there. Don?
The Red Sox will hope to keep the momentum going as we play Game 3 next from Fenway. Is brought to you by your local Mazda dealer, AT&T, your New England Subaru dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, and by Southwest Airlines. Welcome back to Fenway Park, everybody, as the Red Sox have taken the field. Eric Bedard is on the mound tonight for the Red Sox in his return. He makes his 23rd start of the year as the starting pitcher is brought to you by McDonald's. He's 5-9 coming in, 3.50 earned run average, 123 in the third innings, 119 Ks, and opponents hitting at 234 against Bedard, the former Baltimore Oriole. He won against Texas on September the 3rd. His last time he pitched 6 innings, giving up 3 runs. He struck out 6 and walked 4. This is his first win in a Red Sox uniform. Red Sox won that game 12-7. Robert Andino is in on the right side, and the first pitch of the ball game from Eric Bedard misses outside. Ball 1. We're underway. Robert Andino hitting at 265, 4 home runs, and 29 runs batted in. Orioles took game 1 of the day-night doubleheader yesterday. Red Sox taking the nightcap as this one is fouled off, 1-1. It's up to tell what the Red Sox are going to get tonight from Eric Bedard and how deep he will go into this game.
Yeah, Terry Francona has no idea. He said he would not throw 100 pitches in this ball game tonight. He just hopes he has some smooth sailing here in the early innings.
Fly ball to center field. Jacoby Ellsbury drifting back. Has room shy of the track to make the catch for the first out. Let's check out the Orioles starting 9. Robert Andino, second baseman, just led it off. J.J. Hardy's at shortstop with Nick Markakis in right field batting third. Vladimir Guerrero is the DH. Matt Weeder is doing the catching, caught the day portion yesterday. Adam Jones back in there. He's in center field. Mark Reynolds at first base. Chris Davis is at third base, and Nolan Reimold in left field bats ninth. Here is J.J. Hardy. They take strike one from Bedard. Hardy starting the ninth inning at 264, 28 home runs, 74 runs batted in. Hit a home run here yesterday in game one of the day-night doubleheader. Hardy lays off a pitch down low, 1-1. Eric Bedard in his career, as I mentioned, a former Oriole, but in his career 1-0 with a 2.70 earned run average in 3 career starts against Baltimore. It is outside, 2-1 now to J.J. Hardy.
First couple of fastballs Bedard threw in this game tonight were 88, the last couple 92.
Breaking ball in there for strike two. Bedard in his first 5 starts with the Red Sox was 0-2 before that win last time out against Texas, despite posting a 3.46 earned run average in the first 5 starts. He's 1-2 since joining the Red Sox. 2-2 fouled off.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. They're 4th in the American League. Micah Aviles at third base. Marco Scudero, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. Adrian Gonzalez at first. Crawford, Ellsbury, and Reddick in the outfield. And Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching for Bedard.
2-2 pitch to J.J. Hardy. He is fouled off down the right field line, out of play. Nick Markakis waiting on deck. 1 out here in the top half of the first inning. Last time he faced the Orioles, May 31st, in a 3-2 win while he's a member of the Seattle Mariners. Softly grounded towards second. Pedroia charges in and throws out. Hardy, 2 down.
Good job that time. Bedard keeping the ball away from J.J. Hardy and eventually gets that ground ball to second base. And Dustin Pedroia, the fastball down and away. Stay away from J.J. Hardy's power and get the ground ball out.
So 2 down here in the first inning for Nick Markakis. Markakis, a right fielder for the O's, at 278, 15 homers, 70 runs batted in for Markakis. And foul back to the screen for strike one. We talked about Bedard's record many times. He is 5-9 on the year, but well, with the Mariners received very little run support, just a 3.15 runs of support. With Seattle was the 4th lowest among American League starters with at least 90 innings through July the 31st when he was traded to the Red Sox. The one is lined to left. Crawford is going to play it on a hop. And aboard is Markakis with a 2-out base hit.
Well, Markakis came into the game 1 for 6 in his career against Bedard. He takes the fastball and shoots to the left field to pick up the 2-out base hit. Fastball at the top of the strike zone away. Ball almost skips by Kyle Crawford, but he's able to reach out and keep Markakis at first base with the single.
The key matchup brought to you by New England Acura dealers. Vladimir Guerrero against Bedard, 375 with a double home run. 3 runs batted in. So bats here with 2 outs and a runner at first. Guerrero grounding it softly down the third baseline. Aviles on the run. A little double pump, and the throw is just in time to get Vladimir Guerrero and to end the top half of the first inning. No score as the Red Sox will be coming up. A special guest to read the Red Sox lineup tonight. Lineup brought to you by New England Chevy dealers.
Leading off for the Red Sox, the center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury. At second base, Dustin Pedroia. The first baseman, Adrian Gonzalez. The DH, David Big Papi Ortiz. In right field, Josh Reddick. The left fielder, Carl Crawford. At shortstop, Marco Scudero. The catcher, Gerald Santalamacchia. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Mike Aveliz. Woo! Woo, woo, woo!
Our thanks to Ric Flair for helping us out tonight. The Nature Boy helping us out did a great job going through the Red Sox lineup. Dustin Pedroia, of course, is a huge Ric Flair fan, and the two got to meet today before the game, which was outstanding. And Ric Flair helping us out with the starting lineup as Jacoby Ellsbury sends one foul, 1-1. Ric Flair visiting in the Red Sox clubhouse prior to the game today and making his way through trying to find Dustin Pedroia, whose eyes are very wide open when he sees Ric Flair.
How are you, buddy?
How are you, man?
Very honored to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Thank you so much.
Wow,
there you go, man. Brought you a real one. No more toys.
Do it, Petey. Nice. Do it. Oh, you got
There's a cape up over Dustin Pedroia's locker here in the clubhouse. It's been here for a while. He and Josh Reddick went online and actually bought one of those capes that Ric Flair wears. So pretty special day today for some of the Red Sox. Ric Flair in the house here at Fenway Park. And they had their picture taken with him before the ball game as well. Cape is right above it, where it is normally stationed above Dustin's locker, as this one is fouled straight back. And full count now to Jacoby Ellsbury. Of course, last night had the inside the park home run. His 28th home run of the year, 98 RBIs now, and a .319 average for Jacoby. He'll be followed by Pedroia and Gonzalez here in the bottom of the first inning. In the air to center field, sending Adam Jones back a step or two. He is there to make the catch for the first out. Well, it is Rick Vandenherk who is on the mound tonight for the Baltimore Orioles. In his fourth game, second start, no record, a 6.00 earned run average. He's from the Netherlands. And came over from the Florida Marlins in exchange for left-handed pitcher Will Ullman. Dustin Pedroia standing in and taking ball one from Vandenherk. Vandenherk, who had Tommy John surgery following the 2005 season. Didn't start 2006 until July. This is in the air down the left field line and foul. With Baltimore last year, appeared in 7 games, making 1 start. He was 0-1 with a 4.96 earned run average. Appeared in 2 games with the Marlins, allowing 1 earned run and an inning and a third. This is laced foul back into the seats.
Last start for Vandenherk came against the Toronto Blue Jays. In that ball game, only lasted 2 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs to the Blue Jays.
Gave up 2 home runs, a shot for Bautista and 1 for Brett Laurie. 1-2 pitch to right field, down towards the corner. Markakis on the run, won't get there. One hops up into the seats, a ground rule double for Dustin Pedroia.
El Pedroia gets a fastball away at about 94 miles an hour and chases Nick Markakis down into the corner. He can't catch up to it. The ball bounces and 1 hop into the stands for the ground rule double. Woo!
Well, Pedroia is safe at second base, safe and secure. New York life. So 1 out, Pedroia at second base. Adrian Gonzalez, the batter. .338, 26 homers, 113 runs batted in for Adrian. Fly ball to deep left field for Gonzalez. Reimold going back at the wall. He will leap and not make the catch. The ricochet gets by Jones as Pedroia will score. It's an RBI wall ball double for Adrian Gonzalez, and the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead.
Well, we mentioned the top 4 guys in the open in the lineup yesterday doing a lot of damage in game 2, and it's starting out that way again. Gonzalez, the opposite field stroke, getting it off the scoreboard. Pedroia was kind of hanging around third base. Once it got by, he scores with no problem, and Gonzalez in the second base in scoring position. He can bounce right off Reinmold's head out there in left field after it bounced off the wall.
So a run in here as the Red Sox on top 1-0. Adrian Gonzalez at second base as he picks up his 114th RBI of the year. And here's David Ortiz in the cleanup spot tonight. 314, 29 homers and 95 runs batted in. And Ortiz takes a look at ball 1. Ortiz yesterday was 3 for 8 in the day-night doubleheader, playing in both games. Not a miss for ball 2, 2-0. Temperature gauge for David Ortiz, 81 degrees, 7 for his last 20. Temperature gauge developed by Baseball Info Solutions and Bill James. Outside for ball 3, 3-0. Josh Reddick waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the first inning, already on top 1-0. And a 4-pitch walk for David Ortiz.
Now let's take this chance to give you the Orioles defense tonight. They are 10th in the league. Chris Davis at third base, J.J. Hardy the shortstop, Robert Andino at second, and Mark Reynolds the first baseman. Left to right, Nolan Reimold, Adam Jones, and Nick Markakis, and Matt Wieters doing the catching for Vanderhurk.
2 on, 1 away, and Josh Reddick coming up. Reddick at 290, 7 home runs, 28 runs batted in. Only experience Vandenhurk has had against the Red Sox, 2 career relief appearances, and this came as a member of the Florida Marlins. His 34 career starts, 32 with Florida, 8-10 in his major league career. 3rd American League start coming up here tonight. 1 is outside. His 5th major league season. Came to the United States at the age of 16 and was a catcher when he arrived. Initially signed by the Marlins as a free agent in November of 2002. I mentioned the Tommy John surgery in 05 and most of 06 rehabbing. That'll just miss. 2-1. Fifth Netherlands-born player to appear in the major leagues since 1900. Of course, the most famous, Bert Blyleven, just went into Baseball Hall of Fame this summer. And Remeschwal, former Red Sox pitcher, has a pitch, a swing and a miss for Reddick. 2-2. Just the second pitcher from Holland to start a game in the majors after Blyleven. Swinging a foul to the screen, still 2-2. You got Ellsbury to fly to center field, gives up a double to Pedroia. RBI double off the wall for Adrian Gonzalez. Walks David Ortiz on 4 pitches. Now ready with a 2-2 pitch to Josh Reddick. Breaking ball, and he strikes him out. Reddick strikes out for the second out here of the first inning. First K for Vandenhurk.
Now 2 different types of breaking ball, a slider and a curveball. This is the curveball from Vandenhurk to pick up the strikeout.
So 2 down, first and second, and Carl Crawford the batter. .255, 11 homers, 53 runs batted in for Carl. Missed both games yesterday with a stiff neck, but back in the Red Sox lineup today. Red Sox with a much-needed victory here last night in the nightcap. As Crawford with a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt evens the count at 1-1. Look at the standings to begin the day. The Rays are 2 games back of the Red Sox, 1 in the loss column. And the Rays tonight are playing the Yankees in New York. They are scoreless in Yankee Stadium. There's a 1-1. Is chopped right side and through into right field. A base hit for Crawford. Adrian Gonzalez to be stopped at third as a throw in from Markakis to the plate. And the bases are now loaded with 2 down. A base hit for Carl Crawford.
Gonzalez still not running at 100%. Still has a bit of that calf problem and cannot score from second base. Fastball down in the zone. Crawford pulls it. That's a good sign. He's been late on a lot of fastballs. Not that time. And the Red Sox load the bases with 2 outs.
Bases loaded, 2 down. Marco Scutaro, the batter, slides down to the 7th spot in the order. 298, 6 home runs, 51 runs batted in for Marco. He is hit at .422 in the month of September as he takes strike 1. Second in the majors. As a result, that temperature gauge going up 84 degrees. 7 for his last 12 in the last 3 contests. 18 RBIs, first in the majors in the month of September for Marco Scutaro. And swinging a hot bat. A little bit high that time, 1-1. Today marks his 102nd game of the year of 155 for the Red Sox. And career .316 hitter with the bases loaded. Gonzalez, Ortiz, and Crawford on the bases. In the air to deep left field. Back goes Nolan Reimold at the wall. Reimold will make the catch. And out of the bases loaded jam is Rick Vandenhurst. Red Sox do get a run and take a 1-0 lead. Red Sox on top of the Orioles 1-0 as we head to the top half of the second inning. Matt Wieters, the all-star catcher for the Orioles, leading it off and taking ball 1 outside. Wieters, Jones, and Reynolds featured here in the second inning for the Orioles. They get out of a major jam in the first, giving up just the 1 run. As Marco Scudero flying out to the warning track in left field. The base is loaded to end the inning. That is ball 2 to Wieters.
Well, Sweet is a switch hitter, hitting much higher from the right side of the plate, 353, compared to 231 from the left side of the plate.
Going away, 3-0 to Wieters. Always seems like he's doing something against the Red Sox, and that's probably why. In 40 games, he's hit at 331 against Boston. Taken all the way, and he takes strike 1. We saw before the long rest that Bedard just took that he was not getting around too well with the knee, and of course that led to the lat problem, and of course the knee was the reason that he was on the DL with the Mariners. This is popped up back of second base. Pedroia making his way out and under to put it away for out number 1 as we send it down to Heidi.
Well, Don, as you were just saying, Eric Bedard has not pitched for the Red Sox since September 3rd when he strained that lat muscle as a result of overthrowing because of the pain he was experiencing in his knee. I talked to pitching coach Kurt Young. I asked him if Bedard has any restrictions on him for tonight and what they expect from him.
You know, Eric's got such a great feel for throwing a baseball. He's been off 16 days and really just one side in between and just enough throwing to keep his arm strong. But, you know, he's a guy that knows how to pitch, has great feel for all the pitches he throws, and he's always been a strike thrower. So, you know, we're going to have him on a pitch count tonight and see how far he can go.
If all goes well with Bedard tonight, he will pitch again Sunday against New York. Now, if they want to give him an extra day, then John Lackey will pitch Sunday and Bedard will go Monday in Baltimore. Now, Francona announced the rotation for that Yankees series today. John Lester will pitch Friday, Tim Wakefield on Saturday, and then either Bedard or Lackey on Sunday. Don?
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. But certainly a lot of that depends on what happens here tonight for Eric Bedard and how healthy he feels afterwards. As the pitch is in there for a strike, and it is 2-1.
Well, he wears a brace on his left knee from that knee problem that he had. And that is the push-off knee.
This is lined into left center field. A base hit for Adam Jones. Been battling a hand problem and did not start in either game yesterday. Came in defensively in game 1, but feeling better and in the lineup tonight. He's got a ringing single here in the second inning.
Yeah, it's on the curveball, too, from Bedard. He is now 5 for 9 in his career against Eric Bedard. Takes that breaking ball, shoots it into center field for the base hit. So Jones at first base. That is a big guy to have back in the lineup.
And of course, Adam Jones traded for Eric Bedard as part of the deal from Seattle. We first saw Adam Jones as, remember, the Seattle Mariners when he quickly came through the organization and then traded to Baltimore, now playing on a regular basis in center field. 1 out, 1 on. Mark Reynolds. The ground ball towards shortstop. Scudero will go to second, and they do just get Jones. He came in hard. It was a very close play. As Scudero didn't appear to get a lot on the throw to second base. 2 down.
And that's where Pedroia had to really make himself a first baseman. Forget about 2. Just make the stretch right there to get the out at second base. Almost came off that bag too soon.
So 2 down. Reynolds is at first base. Here's Chris Davis. He started yesterday at first base. He is back over at third base now and hitting at .262. 5 homers, 16 runs batted in. The former Texas Ranger. As he takes strike 1. Chop to first. Gonzalez on the fair ball. Just grab it and tag the bag to end the inning. We're through an inning and a half from the Fens. Red Sox have a 1-0 lead. 100th anniversary of Fenway Park. Get your name into the history of America's most beloved ballpark by getting a personalized commemorative brick. Your unique message will be engraved onto a brick that will be placed inside the ballpark concourses at Gate B or Gate C. You'll also receive a free replica of the brick with a custom case proudly display in your home or office. Visit redsox.com/bricks to get your brick today. Bottom of the second inning, Red Sox on top 1-0 as Jared Saltalamacchia leads it off and takes strike one from Rick Vanderhurk. As Saltalamacchia hitting at .240, 16 homers, 56 runs batted in. Vandenhurst getting out of a major jam in the first inning. Nick Swisher with a leadoff double, and then it is Eric Chavez who knocks in the first run of the night for the Yankees. Chavez at third base tonight for New York, and Alex Rodriguez is the DH. As the Yankees scored first in New York tonight. Keeping close tabs on that on our ace ticket scoreboard. Wade Davis matched up against Ivan Nova. Davis 10-9 in that action for Tampa Bay, and Nova 15 wins, 15-4. As this one fouled back, and of course Red Sox headed to New York at the end of this homestand for the weekend series against the Yankees. Mike Aviles and then Jacoby Ellsbury expected here in the second inning. In there for strike three. Saltalamacchia knew it and takes with him the second strikeout for Vandenhurst.
First strikeout was on a curveball of Josh Reddick. This time it's the fastball from Vandenhurst for the strikeout. That last outing against Toronto in that ball game only had one strikeout with 2 1/3 innings.
Mike Aviles back at third base tonight for the Red Sox. Takes a pitch inside, ball one. Aviles started the first game yesterday and was 0 for 4 in the first game, then pinch hit in the nightcap. 0 for 5 for the entire day. Ball 3, 3-0. Red Sox got 3 hits in the first inning. Pedroia with a double. Adrian Gonzalez an RBI double. And Carl Crawford with a single to right field as part of the first inning. 3-0 pitch in there for strike one. Temperature gauge for Mike Aviles. Everybody starts at 72, and right now he's at 93 degrees. 6 for his last 17. There's ball 4 as he heads down to first base. Second walk given up by Vandenhurst. Experience NASCAR like never before by entering the Roush Fenway Racing Honorary Pit Crew Member Sweepstakes presented by New England Ford Dealers. One lucky winner will be flown to the Roush Fenway headquarters in North Carolina and will serve as a member of the pit crew. Visit NESN.com/pit crew for details. We also want to send along best wishes tonight to Billy Hogan of the Red Sox and Fenway Sports Group. Hope he's feeling better. As Jacoby Ellsbury bats with 1 out, 1 on. There is strike one to Jacoby Ellsbury. Flied out to center field in the first inning. Mark Reynolds holds on. Mike Aviles at first base with 1 away in the second inning. Line and caught. Could be 2. It will be 2. Double play ends the second inning. We're through 2. Red Sox on top 1-0. have a 1-0 advantage, out hitting the Orioles 3-2. The O's come to bat here in the third. Nolan Reimold, number 9 man. Takes ball 1 from Eric Bedard. Bedard through the first 2 innings has given up 2 hits, both singles. So far so good in his return to the hill here for the Red Sox. 1-0. Elevates and it's ball 2, 2-0. Reimold at 240, 12 home runs and 38 runs batted in. He's homered in 3 of the last 6 games. Foul tipped and held on to. 2-1. Reimold spending time this year, in fact starting the season at AAA Norfolk with the Tides, played 39 games there. As Bedard goes to the breaking ball that is line foul down the third baseline. Tough hop.
She is generally very, very good with the glove down that third base line. That one did take a bad hop. As you'll see right here, this last hop, bad. And deflects about 5 rows up in the stands.
Reimold pops it up. Down from first is Adrian Gonzalez. A stagger step, but he makes the catch for the first down of the third inning. Well, tonight the final week of competition begins on AT&T Schooled. Nesson's College Faceoff. BC and Maine are set to square off in our first semifinal tonight after our Red Sox coverage. Visit Nesson.com/schooled for more. 1 down in the third inning. Robert Andino is coming up. Flied out to center field in the first inning. Andino takes strike 1. Flied out to center and Jacoby Ellsbury. And it's his second look tonight at Eric Bedard. On the ground foul and off the front of the Orioles dugout. 0-2. Have you experienced BostonGlobe.com? Get everything you love about the Globe delivered to your computer, tablet, or phone. BostonGlobe.com is free to subscribers, and it's free to everyone during the month of September, courtesy of Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage. Experience BostonGlobe.com today. One out in the third inning is Robert Andino. It's a count of 0-2. J.J. Hardy as the Orioles bat here in the top half of the third inning. They have 2 hits, single for Markakis, single for Adam Jones. That has been it so far off Bedard. 1-2 is fouled off to the right, now to play. This is laced foul back into the seats. Well, they had bases loaded and Granderson cleared them with a double, and the Yankees are out to a 4-0 lead over the Rays. Tom Caron will be updating us on that game here in a moment. It is 1-2 to Robert Andino, 1 out. So while the Rays are trailing there, the Red Sox have a lead here. As Andino with a swing and foul tip.
First changeup of the night right there for Bedard, and almost picks up the strikeout. Andino just able to foul this pitch off and give himself another chance.
Andino fouls it off as we check in with Tom Caron for a game break. TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. 1-0 here. Red Sox on top as Jared Saltalamacchia has just paid a visit to Bedard at the mound. As Bedard dealing with Robert Andino. Pretty good battle here. 1-2 the count, 1 out. Best wishes to their dad. '40th pitch for Eric Bedard. This will get away, and it is ball 3, full count. Andino pops it up foul. That'll get back and out of play. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Commitment, compassion, and love of the game. Find out what we're made of at easternbank.com. Well, it's a full count, and this will be the 12th pitch of the at-bat coming up for Robert Andino. Give me an idea. Bedard threw 13 pitches in the first and 12 in the second. And there's the 12th pitch for this batter that is fouled off.
It's a heck of a bat going on right now by Andino. He's fouling off all kind of pitches, changeups, fastballs, curveballs. Making Eric Bedard work very hard to try to get this second out of the inning.
8 foul balls mixed in. Three-two pitch from Bedard again. And it is through into left field as Andino wins the battle. Third hit of the night for the Orioles. It's a 1-out single for Robert Andino.
Back to the curveball for Eric Bedard, and Andino with a great at bat that time. On pitch number 13, he takes it for the base hit. The ground ball between third and short. With some speed at first base. 10 steals on the season for Andino. Been thrown out 3 times.
One out, one on for J.J. Hardy. Grounded out to second base first time up. Down and in as Saltalamacchia slides to his left to gather that.
Bedard is tough to run on because he does kind of use that slide step toward home plate. Doesn't have a high leg kick.
In there for strike one, 1-1 to J.J. Hardy. J.J. Hardy now 29 years of age. Starting his career with the Milwaukee Brewers, breaking in 2005. 5 seasons in Milwaukee. Last year in Minnesota. As he takes strike 2, 1-2.
Orioles wrapped Hardy up to a long-term contract a little bit earlier this season.
One, 2 is driven foul down the right field line, and we'll do it again, 1-2. Oh.
Two hands, too. He is not a happy gentleman right now.
Nobody feels worse about it than he does.
You know, I think the problem is the pen. Get the pen in the shirt.
It's popped up around the bag at second as Scudero will put it away, 2 down. You think the pen was the problem?
I think so. When you come to the ball game, get rid of all work stuff. Do not put a pen in your shirt.
You think it threw off like his equilibrium or something?
It did. There's no question about it. It's like having a tie on at a game. I mean, you don't wear a pen in your shirt.
For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings, if the Red Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. 2 outs, Andino at first, and Nick Markakis the batter. As he takes ball 1 from Eric Bedard. Markakis with a single in the first inning. And 3 hits for the Orioles. They've had 1 in each inning so far. The first 2 combined, Bedard threw 25 pitches. This will be his 25th pitch of the 3rd inning. And it's ball 2, 2-0. That's a strike, 2-1. Went to the breaking ball to get strike 1 against Markakis. Hits the corner again, and it is 2-2.
Bedard trying to pick up that inside corner a couple of times. This time he gets the call. He thought he had that second pitch for strike 2, but it did not go in his direction.
Markakis getting a piece. A pretty good rip, but fouls it back, and it hangs at 2-2. On deck, Vlad Guerrero. Framed by Saltalamacchia, but too far inside that time. He's been coming in, full count.
And in that time with the changeup. And again, just off the inside corner.
Markakis towards right center field and deep. Ellsbury on the run will not get there. Back towards the garage door as around from first base comes Robert Andino. He will score on the long double for Nick Markakis. The Orioles have tied the score 1-1.
Big 2-out base hit by Markakis. He gets that fastball that's up in the zone, right at the top of the strike zone, and puts it over the head of Jacoby Ellsbury. By the time Jacoby tracks it down, Markakis standing at second base, and the ball game tied at 1.
A double coming on the 30th pitch of the inning for Bedard. Robert Andino had a 13-pitch at bat. Comes around to score the Orioles' first run. Game tied. And here is Vladimir Guerrero. Grounded out to third baseman Mike Aviles in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Down and in. Saltalamacchia blocks it. No advance for Markakis.
Big curveball there by Bedard, and Saltalamacchia sliding to his left to block it.
Ivan Nova through 3 innings on just 26 pitches so far for New York has got a 4-0 advantage. In the bottom of the third inning in the Bronx. There's the 1-0 pitch, a strike over the outside corner, 1-1. To right field, and Reddick almost, and he does drop it. And around from second base comes Markakis. That one almost got up over his head. He gets a glove on it, but then knocks it down to the grass. And Guerrero is aboard at first base, and the Orioles have a 2-1 lead.
This ball hit very hard by Guerrero, but should have been the last out of the inning. Reddick comes in a couple of feet, then decides to go back, and it's right off the webbing of his glove. That ball fooled Reddick. He started to come in about 2 or 3 steps and then decided he had to go back.
They charge him with an error. No RBI on the play. So the Orioles take a 2-1 lead now. 2 outs here in the third inning. With Matt Wieters coming up. It's Kurt Young, a short visit to the mound. Matt Wieters popped out to second base in the second inning. Wieters with a big cut fouls it off. In tight to Wieters, 2-1. Bedard having to work very hard here. Pitch count is an issue for him tonight in his return. 36 pitch inning so far here in the third inning. The Orioles have 2 runs. Both coming with 2 outs in the inning. Guerrero gains his lead. Here's a 2-1 to Wieters. That is ball 3.
And the pitch count rising very quickly here for Bedard in this third inning.
Scott Atchison just now getting ready to warm, and there's the first pitch. There is strike 2, full count. Atchison pitching last night in game 2. They did 4 outs on 5 pitches. He was highly productive. 2 double plays. Sam Jones waiting on deck for the O's. Bedard trying to get out of this third inning. Payoff pitch to Matt Wieters. And it's ball 4. First walk given up by Bedard. The best sports talk in the morning. There's no better tandem than Dennis and Callahan. Now at 93.7 FM. It all begins weekday mornings at 6 across the WEI Sports Radio Network and right here on NESN. Next pitch will be the 40th of the inning for Eric Bedard with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. And Adam Jones, the batter, had a ringing single in the 2nd inning. Ball 2-0. Jones with 23 home runs on the year, 80 runs batted in. Vladimir Guerrero at second base, Matt Wieters at first base, 2 down. Jones takes ball 3. The Orioles have become very patient here with Bedard.
And Bedard really could have been out of this inning maybe, about 15 pitches ago.
There's a strike, 3-1.
Again, the ball Josh Reddick misread off the bat of Vladimir Guerrero, coming in about 2 or 3 steps. Goes right off the top of his glove.
Mark Reynolds waiting on deck. Right now Adam Jones is the 7th member of the Orioles to bat here in the 3rd inning. They've scored twice. 3-1 pitch down and in, and this will load the bases. Back-to-back walks allowed by Bedard. Guerrero to 3rd, Wieters to 2nd, and Jones will reach at first. Base is filled with Orioles.
And that brings a guy to the plate in Reynolds that has 34 home runs on the season.
Pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 2 2/3 for Eric Bedard. 4 hits, 2 runs. He's walked 2, struck out no one so far tonight, and about to throw his 70th pitch. Came into this 3rd inning having thrown just 25 through the first 2 innings. So Mark Reynolds with a chance here to do some damage. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. He is 0 for 1. Reynolds tried to hold up, but did not. Goes around, according to first base umpire Mike Everett.
Not so sure about that.
Reynolds fouls it off at the dish and is now down 0-2. It's just a 136 batting average for Reynolds with the bases loaded in his career. 29 strikeouts as the base is filled with Orioles here. 2 down in the 3rd inning. They've already scored 2 runs.
He has struck out 182 times this season.
You mentioned the power, though. Total of 34 home runs on the year for Reynolds. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Reynolds will foul it off and stay alive. He had 32 home runs in his last year in Arizona last year, and 44 the year before that. Curveball that time was fouled off. Reynolds takes it in the dirt, 1-2. The Red Sox came into this inning with a 1-0 advantage, but the Orioles have put together 2 runs, both with 2 outs in the inning. Nick Markakis driving in the first run, second scoring on an error. And the Orioles have a 2-1 advantage, but a chance to add on to it here with the bases loaded and 2 down. What difference here in this third inning for Bedard. He's 48 pitches deep into the inning. The 1-2 pitch to Mark Reynolds is outside, 2-2. Guerrero at third base, Wieters at second base, Jones at first, and 2 down. Inside, full count. Almost ducked into that. He said to throw 17 extra pitches in the inning after the error for Reddick. 5th 3-ball count of the inning. And everybody will be moving with 2 down and a full count. Reynolds grounds it through the left side, a base hit. Guerrero will score. Wieters is coming around. The throw is cut off, and the Orioles take a 4-1 lead. Reynolds with a 2-run single, and Baltimore with a 3-run lead as Terry Francona will come out to make the change. Pitching change from Fenway. Baltimore on top, 4-1.
Stand Up. Catch his live performance at Foxwoods Resort Casino December 9th and 10th. Visit foxwoods.com for tickets. Foxwoods is the official resort casino of the Boston Red Sox.
4-1 Orioles on top of the Red Sox as they have scored 4 times here with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. As Chris Davis stands in and takes strike 1. The pitcher is Scott Atchison in from the pen. 15th appearance, 1-0, 4.07 earned run average, 24 in the 3rd innings. There were 27 hits, 14 strikeouts to 5 walks, and opponents hitting at .293. Just missed, and it's 1-1. Davis batting for the 2nd time, grounded out to first base in the 2nd inning. 2 good innings tonight for Bedard, but he runs into trouble in the 3rd inning. Certainly did not help with the error in right field that continued the inning. There's a fly ball headed out to center field and playable for Jacoby Ellsbury. Makes the catch, it ends the inning. Orioles send 9 men to bat, score 4 times, and take a 4-1 lead. Do what the Red Sox did. Turn to Frank Webb's Bass Centers, the FW Webb showrooms, to gather all the information you need. Find your showroom at frankwebb.com. Last half of the 3rd inning at Fenway Park, 4-1. Orioles on top of the Red Sox. They score 4 times. Better than half an hour. 37 minutes to be exact for Rick Vandenherk. He had to wait. This team put together 4 runs. Gave up a run of his own in the 1st inning. Able to get out of the 2nd on a double play, and now Dustin Pedroia leads it off here in the 3rd. Still 4-0. Yankees on top of the Rays. Into the top of the 4th inning in the Bronx. Yankees left the bases loaded as Derek Jeter grounded out to end the inning. 1-1-2. Pedroia misses for ball 2. Dustin with a double in the 1st inning, one of 3 Red Sox hits on the night. To left, Reimel going back, and Leeds can't get it. Quickly off the scoreboard, Adam Jones will run it down, but into second base goes Dustin Pedroia, his 2nd double of the night.
Line drive double that time by Pedroia. Looked like Reimel might be able to make a catch on it because it wasn't hit all that high, but it was certainly hit hard and got over his head in a hurry. Ball bounces back in toward the infield, and Pedroia at second base with the leadoff double here in the third inning.
Safe at second, safe and secure, New York life. Fifth game of the 2 doubles in a game for Dustin Pedroia. He's at second base to get it started. Adrian Gonzalez will take a pitch outside. Adrian double to driving a run in the first inning. Vandenherk falling behind 2-0, so Wieters out to talk to him. A little bit of a slip there at the end of that last delivery. I want to remind you to visit the official online shop of the Red Sox at redsox.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop redsox.com shop. Droy at second, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Adrian Gonzalez waiting on a 2-0 pitch. In the air to left for Adrian Gonzalez. Deep, far, and gone. Into the monster seats. A 2-run shot. Red Sox back within a run.
Gonzalez has 14 runs batted in 14 games against Baltimore this season. There's that opposite field power again that kind of left Gonzalez for a while. But finding that opposite field stroke now into the monster seats, third row of the monster seats for the home run.
Look at Vandenherk. He is now 4 for 5, 2 homers and 2 doubles. And he has driven in all 3 Red Sox runs tonight. There's David Ortiz. Base is empty now as David takes ball 1. Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson during the 2011 Red Sox season. Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. Jojo Reyes warming in the pen now for the Orioles. Vandenherk, of course, had that long wait, 27 minutes, and having trouble here now in the third inning. Ortiz will take ball 2, 2-1. Orioles scoring 4 times in the top half of the inning. Red Sox have answered with 2 in the bottom of the inning. Popped up out of play, 2-2. Adrian Gonzalez with his 27th home run of the year. Ortiz down the right field line towards the pole, but foul.
Now David hasn't had much luck down in that direction the last couple of nights. Yesterday was a foul ball that was called foul, could have been fair, and this ball just to the right of the foul pole.
They have gone. They check. He did. Guccione ringing him up. It's the third strikeout for Vandenherk. 1 down.
Gets Ortiz on a fastball this time. That's down and looked like it might have been out of the strike zone, but clearly a swing by David Ortiz.
One out in the third inning. Josh Reddick, the batter. And there's strike 1 to Reddick. A miss, 1-1 now to Reddick. He struck out swinging in the first inning. Hurt giving up a run in the first and 2 so far here in the third inning. Strikes out Ortiz. Now a 2-1 pitch to Josh Reddick. It's jammed and fouls it off. 2-2.
Much warmer tonight at Fenway Park than it has been over the last couple of days. Not much of a breeze to speak about at all tonight.
It was starting to get kind of chilly here.
Yeah, more summer-like conditions tonight.
Swing and a miss, elevates at 95, and Reddick strikes out for the second time tonight. 4 Ks for Vandenhert. And 2 away here in the third inning. Well, before the game tonight, Adam Clark, Director of Operations for Ace Ticket, presented a check on behalf of Ace Ticket to the Red Sox Foundation for $55,000. These funds will help support at-risk children, families, and local wounded veterans who have served our nation in Iraq and Afghanistan. Ace Ticket is proud to support the Red Sox Foundation. 2 down in the third inning as Carl Crawford singled to right field in the first inning. 60th pitch for Vandenhert, and it's in tight. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Scudero waiting on deck. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Offensive swing, grounded to third. Davis with a long throw. He gets it there. Nice throw. And that will end the inning. A 2-run home run for Adrian Gonzalez. It's 4-3 Baltimore at the end of 3. Two-run home run for Adrian Gonzalez, and the Red Sox trail by a run. It is 4-3 Baltimore as we head to the top of the fourth inning. Scott Atchison back on the mound again as he deals with the number 9 man, Nolan Reimold. Popped out to Adrian Gonzalez at first base in the third inning. The 1 pitch is line to center. Ellsbury coming in. Makes the catch, Bill of the cap high for the first out of the fourth inning. Tomorrow afternoon at 4, catch a special matinee presentation of NESN's English Premier League Match of the Week. In this week's match, Liverpool, the world's most historic soccer club, hosts Tottenham Hotspur. Follow the league's latest news at NESN.com/Liverpool.
I like Liverpool by 2 goals in that one.
One out in the 4th inning. We'll have time to watch it in the booth tomorrow.
Exactly.
Robert Andino 1 for 2. He singled in the 3rd inning, a 13-pitch at bat. We're getting a base hit, and he's the one that got it all started for the Orioles in their 4-run 3rd inning. 4-0 Yankees leading in New York. Over 41 pitches through 4 innings tonight, pitching shutout baseball against the Rays. We had yesterday off. This is lined well to left, and it'll be off the wall. Ricochet played by Crawford quickly, and Andino will be held to just a single.
Andino having a good night. Second base hit in a row. Had one in the 3rd inning. Now this line drive off the wall here in the 4th inning. Ball off the W.B. Mason side. Quickly got back in by Kyle Crawford, and that holds Andino to a single.
So 1 out, 1 on, and J.J. Hardy, the batter. 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second base and popped out to short. This is laced foul back into the seats. Red Sox Nation, if you need medical care here at Fenway Park, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit them at bidmc.org. Scott Atchison in relief of Eric Bedard. Charged with 4 runs, but only 1 earned. In 2 2/3 innings tonight, 5 hits, 2 walks, no Ks for Bedard. That is on the corner for strike 3. First strikeout for Atchison. J.J. Hardy is gone, 2 away.
Atchison going to the fastball on the outside part of the plate to pick up the strikeout.
A strikeout for Red Sox pitching tonight. 2 down in the 4th inning for Nick Markakis. It's 2 for 2. A single in the 1st inning and then an RBI double in the 3rd inning. Miss 2-0 now to Nick Markakis. There's a strike, 2-1. Atchison this year with options, and certainly the Red Sox used them on a regular basis. Atchison up and down to the Pawtucket Red Sox all summer long. Six different stints with the Red Sox this year for Scott Atchison. He backs off.
As I mentioned, Andino at first base, 10 steals on the season, caught 3 times, and that time Atchison stepping off.
This one gets away from Saltalamacchia, and Dino will head to second base. Yes. In scoring position now with 2 down.
Breaking ball down in endurance. Saltalamacchia tries to backhand it, goes up on the screen. And 1 base for Andino. That'll be at second base in scoring position.
Wild pitch charge to Atchison. Markakis fouls it off. Full count.
You'd have to think that Atchison has to be almost out of options, don't you think?
Well, one option can last you a year, so he can go up and down as many times as he needs to.
With one option.
Yes. It's really a weird rule. I remember that actually with Lou Merlone, because he was going up and down like
yes, that's right.
7 times.
Yeah.
You're thinking, how many options can this guy possibly have?
Options are no good.
No, especially if you have them. 3-2 pitch is chopped right side. It is handled by Gonzalez. He'll flip to Atchison, and he tags the bag. And it ends the top of the 4th inning. And Dino left at second. The Orioles have a 4-3 lead. Question is, prior to Jacoby Ellsbury, who's the last Red Sox to have an inside the park home run against the Orioles? The answer for you a little bit later. Play along to the bottom of the 4th inning back at Fenway Park, 4-3. The Orioles on top of the Red Sox. Bottom third of the Red Sox order: Marco Scutaro, Jared Saltalamacchia, and Mike Cavillas expected to bat in the inning. Red Sox getting 2 runs back. Last inning, and a 2-run home run by Adrian Gonzalez. And Scutaro takes ball 1. Second look at Rick Vandenherk tonight. Marco, with the bases loaded, came up in the 1st inning and flied out to the warning track in left field, right in front of the scoreboard. Ball 3-0. Red Sox have had at least 1 base runner in every inning. Left the bases loaded in the 1st. Saltalamacchia waits on deck. Then Aviles to bat here in the inning. 3-0 pitch, and that's ball 4 on 4 pitches. Scutaro makes his way down to first base. 3rd walk given up by Rick Vandenherk. Tonight, following school, join Randy Scott for Nesson Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Of the highlights and player reaction from the Bruins black and white team scrimmage tonight in Providence. Plus, Patriots running back Kevin Falk will be in studio to discuss the team's great start to the 2011 campaign. All this and much more on Nesson Daily tonight, following school only on Nesson. Lead runner on in the fourth inning for Jared Saltalamacchia. Struck out looking in the second inning. Outfield straight away on Saltalamacchia. Three walks now for Vanden Hurk. He has struck out 4 through the first 3+ innings. Saltalamacchia with a swing and a miss, 2-1.
Change up that time on the 2-0 count to Saltalamacchia. Has him a little bit off balance.
Not close, 3-1. After the 2-run home run by Adrian Gonzalez in the third inning, Vanden Hurk sort of a strikeout Ortiz, got Reddick to strike out, and then Crawford to ground out to get the next 3, but it's a leadoff walk to Marco Scutaro in the fourth inning, and Jojo Reyes, who had been up last inning, is back up again. 3-1 to Saltalamacchia. Is into left field, a base hit. Over is Reimold to play it, heading for third base is Scutaro. Throw will go to second base, and the Red Sox have runners at first and third and nobody out in the fourth inning.
Saltalamacchia just kind of serving that like a tennis backhand into left field. And with that, Scutaro moves to third base, so the Red Sox have first and third and nobody out. Reimold thinking about going in third, but goes to second to try to keep the double play in order.
Pitching line brought to you by Boston area Lexus dealers. Rick Vanden Hurk, 3+ innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. He's walked 3, struck out 4. Runners at first and third here, nobody out in the fourth inning. Mike Aviles, the batter. Walked in the second inning. There's a strike, and it's 1-1 now to Aviles. Walk for Marco Scutaro, single for Jared Saltalamacchia, first and third, nobody out. Aviles takes ball 2. Still 4-0, New York on top of Tampa Bay. They move to the top half of the fifth inning from Yankee Stadium. Wade Davis matched up against Ivan Nova. 2-1. That just misses. 3-1.
This might be the last batter for Vanden Hurk. He got the left-hander loosening in the bullpen. Jacoby Ellsbury on deck.
Aviles lines it into left field, a base hit. From third comes Scutaro to tie the game 4-4.
Now Aviles getting an opportunity to play, and he's taking advantage of it. Gets a slider that time on the 3-2 count and rifles it into left field for the base hit. There's the breaking ball right there, the slider, and the hard line drive to left.
Buck Showalter out to make the change. Game tied 4-4. Soon to follow. Now is the time to save your seat at Gillette Stadium and TD Garden. Visit aceticket.com right now to get great seats to upcoming Bruins and Patriots games. 4-4, the Orioles and Red Sox tied up. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Brandon Herc is out as JoJo Reyes is in, and Jacoby Ellsbury the batter with 2 on, nobody out. Ellsbury takes strike 1 over the inside corner. Atlanta Brave JoJo Reyes, his 29th appearance of the year, 7-11 with a 5.69 earned run average. And it's sitting at 305 against JoJo Reyes. In again, this time missing, 1-1. Reyes originally selected by the Braves in the second round of 2003. Saw time in Toronto, was traded to Toronto July 14th of last year. Claimed off waivers by the Orioles this year, August the 2nd from Toronto. Much more participation tonight in the pen. This is line to the center field, a base hit for Ellsbury. Saltalamacchia stops at third. Base is loaded now with nobody out.
Well, this has the makings for maybe another long offensive night here for the Red Sox. Ellsbury off the left-handed JoJo Reyes. Looks like a little cut fastball that time that he takes up the middle for the base hit. And the base is loaded with nobody out. And Pedroia, who's got 2 doubles, coming to the plate.
Ellsbury picking up his 200th hit. And they get the baseball as Jacoby Ellsbury. What a season it has been. 200 hits to go along with the 319 average coming in. 28 home runs, 98 runs batted in. As Dustin Pedroia takes strike 1. Pedroia with a double in the first inning. He doubled in the third. He scored 2 runs. That's a strike, 0-2. Saltalamacchia at third base. Aviles at second. Ellsbury at first. Nobody out, a run in. Pedroia strikes out. Still upset about the second strike as he heads to the dugout. 1 down.
Take a look at a couple of pitches ago and see the pitch that Pedroia was upset about. Borderline pitch on the upper part of the strike zone. Then Pedroia goes down on a high pitch, one that's about a letter high.
Well, 1 down here in the 4th inning. Adrian Gonzalez, the batter. He doubled in the first inning, homered in the third. A 2-run shot in the 3rd inning. Adrian takes ball 1 in tight. Home run for Adrian, his 27th of the year. He's off 2-0. The league leaders are brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Opposite field home runs. Gonzalez leading that category with 12. Del Cabrera with 8. Mike Napoli with 7. Jim Thome with 7. That's a strike. 2-1. Home run for Adrian was his 10th here at Fenway Park. In again, 3-1. Four hits with the bases loaded this season in a Red Sox uniform for Adrian Gonzalez. 3-1 pitch. Adrian chops it to first. Reynolds will come home for 1, back to first for no, off the glove of Reynolds, and a run will score. Red Sox take a 5-4 lead. Mike Aviles is in. Reynolds couldn't hold on to the return throw to first base.
Now that would have been a double play had Reynolds been able to hold on. He makes the throw home. The return throw would have been in time, but clanks right off the top of the glove. Saltalamacchia coming in, trying to take the legs away from Wieters, but he still makes a pretty good throw to first base. Reynolds picks up his 30th error of the season.
Fielder's choice, no RBI, and an error charged to Mark Reynolds at first base. Here's David Ortiz, who takes ball 1. So it is 1st and 3rd now for the Red Sox. 2 outs in the inning. Big Papi is 0 for 1 as he takes ball 2, 2-0. David walked in the first inning, struck out swinging in the 3rd. Ellsbury at third base. Gonzalez at first. 2 down in the Boston 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Big cut for Ortiz. 2-1.
Reyes going to the breaking ball on the 2-0 count. Gets the swing and miss from Ortiz.
Ortiz chops it down the first baseline, foul. strike 3 call. Over the inside corner, Big Papi is gone. So are the Red Sox, but they score twice in the inning and take a 5-4 lead. Select Habitat for Humanity affiliates in eastern Massachusetts. Scott Atchison now has a lead. Red Sox on top 5-4. Atchison coming into the game in the 3rd inning. End of the 3rd, pitches the 4th, and here he is in the 5th. Vladimir Guerrero, Matt Wieters, and Adam Jones the bat in the inning. Vlad Guerrero has grounded out to 3rd base, reached on an error. Hitted by Josh Reddick, and now grounds one back up the middle into center field, a base hit. First hit of the night for Guerrero as we check back in with Heidi.
Don, it's time for MLB News and Notes brought to you by HP. Ian Kennedy became the first NL pitcher with 20 wins after the Diamondbacks beat the Pirates 1-0 last night. Kennedy went 8 shutout innings, giving up just 1 hit and 1 walk while striking out 12. And the Phillies are moving rookie right-hander Vance Worley to the bullpen after his start tomorrow. Worley has been pretty dominant for the Phillies this season. He's 11-2 with a 2.85 ERA, but the Phillies will use him out of the bullpen in the postseason with Halladay, Lee, Hamels, and Oswalt as their 4 starters. Don?
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. Lead runner on here for the Orioles in the 5th inning.
That's a pretty impressive foursome for a starting rotation, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And the Phillies, of course, first to clinch. They have 98 wins right now. They've clinched home field throughout the playoffs. Of course, the World Series home field advantage belongs to the National League by virtue of the win in the All-Star game as Trevor Miller warms in the pen for the Red Sox. Matt Wieters played in the All-Star game representing the Orioles. Here's a 2-0 pitch from Atchison. Ball 3-3-0. There's a strike, 3-1 to Wieters. Eric Bedard tonight going 2 2/3, giving up 5 hits. And the 4 runs the Orioles have, 1 earned. Walked 2, didn't strike anybody out in his return to the rotation. Wieters will take the strike. Thought he had ball 4. Instead, it's a full count.
A very close pitch on the 3-1 count. Goes in the favor of Atchison. Right at the bottom of the strike zone, outside part of the plate.
Granderson with his 4th RBI of the night drives in the Yankees' 5th run. It's 5-0. And the Angels are beating up the Blue Jays tonight. Mark Trumbo a home run as Wieters, the throw that goes down is a stolen base bid, but it is strikeout. Wieters started down to first base, but they appealed to third, and he went around.
Strikeout and caught stealing.
Both are out. And arguing here is Buck Showalter. Can't argue balls and strikes.
They call the swing right there on Wieters, and then the throw to second base will get Guerrero. Nice play on the backhand there by Marco Scudero.
Second strikeout for Atchison. See if Scudero ever got the tag on him.
Well, sometimes you're out by so much.
Oh, he did it. Well, I don't know. That hand.
Yeah, the hand and the tag almost came at the same time, didn't it?
Yes.
But sometimes you look out by so much, you're going to be out.
Showalter has been out there a while. Not liking what he's getting from Chris Guccione, so now Mike Winters becomes involved and breaks it up. So 2 down now in the inning, and Adam Jones the batter. Maybe, what's he doing there? Is he wrapping up his stuff? Looks like he's leaving. He may have been ejected. You can't argue balls and strikes, and he did come out. So there he goes. So he must have been ejected.
I think he got thrown out right away by the third base umpire Guccione when he went out there.
Jones will take the strike over the outside corner, and it's 1-2. He tossed him.
Yeah.
Right away.
Wasn't exactly a booming toss, was it? Just get out of here.
You're out. See you later. 1-2 to Jones. He is sent down the first baseline foul. Third time this year Buck Showalter has been ejected from a game. And it's second time against the Red Sox. First time was when the Orioles had hit Ortiz after they had been warned. Gonzalez, the pitcher at the time. Pitch inside, 2-2. Adam Jones has singled and walked. He has been aboard twice. Double-barreled action for the Red Sox. Trevor Miller had been up earlier, and Matt Albers joins him in the pen. Jones lines this to left quickly. It gets to the wall in a hop. Played by Crawford, who will gun it to second base, and Jones throws the brakes on. It's a long single, and his second hit of the night, third time he's been on.
Now, first start of the series for Adam Jones. He did play defensively in one of the games of the doubleheader yesterday, but he's on fire tonight. Couple of hits, walk. Crawford getting that ball in quickly, holding him to the single. He does have 11 steals on the season, only caught one time.
So 2 down, Jones at first. Mark Reynolds the batter. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Singled in the third to drive in a pair of runs. And at the time, put the Orioles on top 4-1. Well, the Red Sox coming back with 2 in the bottom of the third, 2 in the bottom of the fourth, and it is the Red Sox on top right now, 5-4. Two 2-0 now to Mark Reynolds with 2 outs and Adam Jones at first base. Atchison trying to go more than 2 innings for the 4th time this season. Jones starts and stops at first, does not go as Reynolds takes ball 3. There's a strike, 3-1. Diving back Jones again. A little closer that time for Scott Atchison. Jones takes off. 3-1 is a strike, and the throw is going to be in time. Got him on the way by. Jones didn't think so. Pedroia slapping the tag on. 5-4 Red Sox. Is brought to you by Eastern Bank, awarded highest customer satisfaction in retail banking in the New England region 2 years in a row by J.D. Power and Associates. Find out more of what we're made of at easternbank.com. Bottom of the 5th inning back at Fenway Park. 5-4 Red Sox on top as they come to bat. Josh Reddick leading it off against JoJo Reyes. Rick Vandenhert started this game and handled Josh Reddick in 2 at-bats, striking him out twice, both times swinging. As Reyes hits it in there for strike 1, 1-1. Starter Vandenhert went 3+, giving up 7 hits, 5 runs. He walked 3 and struck out 4. It's on the ground, foul down by the tarp, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
His throw's got to be up the second base line a little bit. Pedroia the catch, the tag, and the out at second base. Jones didn't think that Pedroia tagged him. Get another look at a different angle. Looks like he got him on the shoulder.
1-2 down the line at first, but foul again. Reddick strikes out again, 3rd time tonight. 3rd strikeout for Reyes. Well, in case you missed it, Mark Reynolds back in the 3rd inning puts the Orioles on top 4-1. As with this single, the Orioles would score 2, Guerrero and Wieters. Red Sox coming back, though, a 2-run shot for Adrian Gonzalez. His 27th home run of the year brings the Red Sox back within run. Red Sox would end up going ahead as they tried the double play, got the first end of it, return throw right off the glove of Reynolds as Mike Aviles comes around to score. And the Red Sox pull ahead on top right now, 5-4, as they bat with 1 out in the 5th inning. Here is Carl Crawford, singled in the 1st, grounded out in the 2nd, and a swing and a miss. It's down 0-2. Von Albers warming in the pen. We have seen Scott Atchison for 2 1/3 innings of relief. 2-2. Two is grounded foul over by the Red Sox dugout. Swing and a miss. Strikes out Crawford. That's 4 strikeouts for JoJo Reyes. 2 down in the 5th inning.
Yeah, he's got Pedroia, he's got Ortiz, he got Reddick, and now he gets Crawford on a high fastball.
So 2 down. 2 down here in the 5th inning. And it brings up Marco Scutaro. Fight out to the warning track in the 1st with the bases loaded. Walked and scored in the 4th. There's a pop-up foul, back and out of play. It's time now for the answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question. Prior to Jacoby Ellsbury, who's the last Red Sox to have an inside-the-park home run against the Orioles. Going to go back to June 28th of 1976. Butch Hobson. Inside the park home run here at Fenway off Orioles. Rudy May was actually Hobson's first career home run. The last visiting player to have an inside the park homer at Fenway was David Newhand of the Orioles. Had one against Pedro Martinez July 21st of 2004. Jacoby Ellsbury had the first inside the park homer for Boston last night since 2007. That was Kevin Youkilis. 1-2 grounded foul. In the dirt, and it is 2-2. This is to shortstop J.J. Hardy with the throw. It is dug out. This play by Reynolds might have got spiked, but it makes the play at first base. 1-2-3 fifth. We head to the 6th. 5-4 Boston. dealers. BC and Maine are set to square off in our first semifinal tonight after our Red Sox coverage. Visit NESN.com/school for more. 5-4 Red Sox on top of the Orioles as we head to the top half of the 6th inning. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Matt Albert is into the game after 2 1/3 for Scott Atchison. Albert is into his 55th game of the year, 4-4 with a 4.79 earned run average. Had been at 2.09 heading into August, but the ERA has jumped over the last month plus. 63 strikeouts in 62 innings. Mark Reynolds leads it off and takes strike one over the outside corner. Atchison going 2 1/3, giving up 3 hits, no runs. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 2. Another good outing for Atchison. Ivan Nova striking out Matt Joyce with runners at the corners to end the top of the 6th inning, and a threat for the Rays goes by the boards. It is 5-0. Yankees still on top of Tampa Bay tonight. On the corner again, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. On the outside corner, he stayed out there and he strikes out Reynolds.
Well, Albert's getting the calls on the outside part of the plate. Why not stay out there? That's exactly what he does. And picks up the strikeout for Reynolds, the 183rd time he has struck out this season.
So 1 out in the 6th inning for Chris Davis. He is 0 for 2, grounded out to first base in the 2nd inning. Flied out to center in the 3rd. Matt Albers worked in last night's game, game 2, the day-night doubleheader. Struck out only 2 batters that he faced to end the 7th inning in game 2 last night. He's now held opponents scoreless in 5 of his last 7 games. Davis fouls it off to the left, and it is 0-2. Albers has done very well against his old team, the Orioles. In 5 1/3 innings, he has 10 strikeouts in the season series. Misses high this time, 1-2. 17 batters he's faced in the season series against the Orioles and has not given up a hit. One-two pitch coming to Chris Davis. Swing and a miss. Gets away from Saltalamacchia briefly. He'll fire down to first low, but Gonzalez makes the catch for the out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Matt Albers, 2 down.
Alba's going to the breaking ball that time to pick up the strikeout. So the good work against his former ball club continues. Gets the first 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Saltalamacchia popping up and throwing that ball to first base to get the out.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox.
Well done, Don. Very well done.
Nolan Reimold jumps back out of the way, but gets hit. Grazed him on the way by. Hit batter with 2 down in the 6th inning.
That 2-seam fastball running back in on Reimold. Gets him right on the leg. So the Orioles have a base runner with 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Franklin Morales, a left-hander, up warming in the pen. As Robert Andino comes up, he's had a good night in the leadoff spot for the Orioles. 2 hits, both singles. He's also flied out to center field. Runner goes at first. Throw from Saltalamacchia is going to be not in time. Stolen base for Reimold.
Well, the Orioles have been very, very aggressive in this series so far. 7th steal of the year for Reimold. Throw to the shortstop side. By the time Pedroia swings around, he's safely in scoring position at second base.
Well, now Morales has been joined by Bard. Very early in the game for Bard to be up. Andino takes the strike to even the count at 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1. Andino had a 13-pitch at bat back in the 3rd inning. That was against Eric Bedard, whose pitch count got up there very quickly in this game. He threw 76 pitches in 2 2/3 innings. Gave up the 4 runs the Orioles currently have, but he is off the hook with the Red Sox on top now 5-4. Low and away, 3-1. Andino hits a fly ball down the right field line. Long run for Reddick. He'll get there and make the catch. That ends the top half of the 6th inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Red Sox on top 5-4. Waterborne stain that outperforms the best oil-based stains on the market. Find Arbor Coat at your local Benjamin Moore retailer. Bottom of the 6th inning at Fenway Park. Jojo Reyes back on the mound here for the Orioles. Struck out 4 Red Sox in an inning and 2/3 as Jared Saltalamacchia stands in and takes strike 1. Saltalamacchia struck out in the 2nd inning and singled in the 4th. 1 for 2 nights so far. Both the Red Sox and Orioles have 8 hits. It is the Red Sox on top by a run, 5-4. Red Sox trail 1 point in this game, 4-1. And last night we're down 3-0 right out of the gate. So coming from behind in a big way last night, and right now on top tonight. Balls and a strike to Saltalamacchia. Mike Aviles and then Jacoby Ellsbury to bat in the inning. It's 8-9-1 for the Red Sox here in the 6th inning. Swing and a miss, full count.
JoJo Reyes going to the changeup and a fastball count, the 3-1 count.
Reyes with strike 3 to Saltalamacchia, his 5th strikeout, and there's one down here in the 6th inning.
Now Reyes has done a very nice job quieting down this Red Sox offense since being in the ball game. Right at the bottom of the strike zone for strike 3 against Saltalamacchia.
One down in the 6th inning. Mike Aviles coming up. He's been aboard twice tonight. Walked in the 2nd inning, singled in the 4th. To center, Adam Jones going back, and he can't get it. It's up over his head. Aviles heading for his second base. He'll pull it up there with a double. Jones kind of wandering back. Looked like he had it under control, but very quickly up over his head.
Yeah, I think that ball was hit a bit harder than Jones anticipated, because the way he took off after that, you're right, Don, it's like he looked like he had it under control all the way. And then all of a sudden that ball continued to sail on him, and he couldn't catch up to it. The 3rd time that Aviles has been on base tonight. A walk, single, a drive, and a run. Now the double.
Safe at second. Safe and secure. New York Life. Aviles hitting at .419 now in the month of September. And a chance to play and get in a groove. He is at second base with 1 out. Jacoby Ellsbury, the batter. Jacoby has flied out, lined out, and singled as he takes strike 1 from JoJo Reyes. Third time in team history the Red Sox have had 2 players with 200 or more hits in a season. 1985 and 1986. Wade Boggs, one of the players both years. The other, Bill Buckner and Jim Rice. 286. It's a 1-1 to Jacoby Ellsbury. He's fouled off to the left, 1-2. Well, remember to tune in to NESN each game night at midnight for the Sox latest matchup. We're played in a convenient 2-hour format on Sox in 2. Presented by Ace Tickets. Great seats at great prices. One down in the 6th inning. Mike Aviles at second base. Here comes a 1-2 to Jacoby Ellsbury. And it's lined to center. Jones this time does have it under control. Makes the catch and quickly fires it back in, showing off a very good arm. And Ellsbury's retired, 2 down. Time now for a look at the road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Tomorrow the Red Sox close out their home portion of the 2011 schedule. Josh Beckett takes the hill. Beckett is 6-1 at Fenway this season with an ERA of just 2.30. Picked up the win last time out, pitching 6 innings, striking out 7 against the Rays. This season against Baltimore, he's 1-0 in 2 starts. NESN's live coverage begins tomorrow at 6 p.m. with Red Sox first pitch. Here comes Rick Adair, the pitching coach. Dustin Pedroia is set to bat here. Of course, Buck Showalter has been ejected from this game. 5-0 Yankees on top of Tampa Bay. Top of the 7th inning now in New York.
All managers have different styles. You wonder if Buck is one to go to the clubhouse or walk the runway.
John Russell right now is the acting manager. They don't see him in the runway. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Avila's at second base. Pedroia doubled in the first, doubled in the third, struck out in the 4th. Inside for ball 1. 1-run game from Fenway here in the 6th inning. Chop to short. J.J. Hardy looks to third but fires to first for the out as they get Pedroia. That ends the inning. We have played 6 full from Fenway, 5-4 Boston.
Resort Casino, official resort casino of the Boston Red Sox.
Five-4 Red Sox on top of the Orioles as the O's come to bat here in the top half of the 7th inning. Daniel Bard into the game in the 7th. It's actually the 17th time this year that he's come in the 7th inning. Seems unusual, but apparently not. His 67th appearance, 2 and 8, 3.01 earned run average. Opponent's hitting at 172 against him. As J.J. Hardy takes strike 1.
I think the question there is how many times to start the 7th inning has he come in?
Very rarely, I would guess.
Very rarely.
Hardy 0 for 3. He's grounded out, popped out, struck out. Swing and a miss. Slider, and it is 0-2. Nice job from the pen so far tonight. After Eric Bedard gave up 4 runs in 2 2/3. 2 1/3 from Atchison, who gives up 3 hits, no runs. Then Albers reached the 6th inning with 2 strikeouts. Hardy, Markakis, and Guerrero. It is 2, 3, and 4. Batting here for the Orioles in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. Lucky diet of sliders right there to Hardy, and he strikes him out, 1 down.
And good sliders from Daniel Bard, too. This one going off the outside part of the plate. Gets Hardy to chase it. Second time the Red Sox have struck him out tonight. You got Hardy going 0 for 4 so far in this ball game.
1 down in the 7th inning for Nick Markakis. Singled in the first, doubled in the third to drive in a run, and grounded out in the 4th inning. A 2 for 3 night. Markakis sends it out towards left center field. Ellsbury tracking it down in front of the wall to make the catch. Onto the track to make the grab, and there's 2 outs in the 7th.
Well, Markakis really has swung the bat well in this ball game tonight. Chases Ellsbury back to the warning track and about 5 feet in front of that left field wall to make the catch.
Immediately following tonight's game, stay with us for WB Mason Extra Innings Live with TC, Jim, Peter, and Heidi. And a breakdown of Eric Bedard's outing, including his take on tonight's performance. Plus, we'll have the manager's perspective in the From the Press Room segment. It's all coming up right after the game on WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. 2 down in the 7th inning. Vladimir Guerrero, the batter. And he swung at that first pitch, fouling him back. Straightened up, and it is a ball and a strike. 97 on the fastball that time from Bard. Two for 4 in his career against Bard. A couple of RBIs. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Back to the slider for Bard.
He's had a real good one here in the 7th inning. Nasty breaking sliders here by Bard. Backside not there for Guerrero on that swing. Take it outside a little bit more.
Chases and chops it foul. Dunkin' Donuts is in its 13th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout. Special seating section at Fenway Park. Thousands of children have had the chance to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. There is action in the pen. Clay Rapata, a left-hander for the Orioles. Jojo Reyes has been very good in 2 2/3 innings, actually 3 innings of relief. Fifth pitch of the at-bat. Seems like a long time for Guerrero as he chops it out towards shortstop. Scudero on the run and in time. 7th inning stretch from Fenway. It is 5-4 Red Sox. Let's check in with your need to know with NESA Daily presented by Sun Life Financial. Here's Randy Scott. Eastern Bank believes something as simple as your checking account shouldn't come with a lot of strings attached. Eastern Free Checking. See just how good a checking account can feel. Tight one tonight from Fenway Park as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 5-4, Red Sox on top. Adrian Gonzalez will line one to left and in for a base hit. His 3rd hit of the night. And he's aboard to begin things in the 7th inning. It's time for a game break. And Tom Caron, TC. All right, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at Fenway Park where it is 5-4 Red Sox. Adrian Gonzalez has singled and John Russell out to make a pitching change. 5-4 Red Sox on top.
Insurance is not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. Back in the 3rd inning, Adrian Gonzalez going the other way for home run number 27 on the season to drive in 2 runs.
5-4 Red Sox on top, nobody out. Gonzalez at first base, David Ortiz the batter. And he swings and misses for strike 1. The pitcher is Clay Rapata. His 30th appearance of the year, 1-0 with a 6.60 earned run average. 16 strikeouts in 15 innings, and opponents hitting at .232 against him. Joe Reyes, a pretty good job in 3+ innings. Ortiz fouling it off. Reyes responsible for Gonzalez at first. Gave up 2 hits, didn't walk anybody, struck out 5. Orioles pitching tonight with 9 strikeouts in the game. Mick Vandenherk had 4 in his work, and Reyes 5. Both going 3+. Ortiz is 1 for 3 against Rapata in his career. 0-2 pitch is outside. 1-2. More action for the Orioles. Right-hander up, Willie Iyer. One-two flip foul. Angels have a 10-5 lead over the Blue Jays tonight at the Rogers Center. Jays getting 3 back in the bottom of the 7th inning. One-two is in the air to center. Adam Jones will make the catch for the first out of the 7th inning. Well, coming up after the game, it's Granite City Electric's Red Sox final with TC, Jim, and Heidi. They'll have the final word from Fenway and a preview of Josh Beckett's second start since his return from the DL and tomorrow's series finale with the Orioles. Plus highlights from the Yankees series opener with the Rays. Down at the Trop, it's all coming up right after the game, only on NESN. Well, Jed Lowry coming out here to pinch hit in the spot of Josh Reddick. So Reddick, who struck out 3 times today. And as they introduce Lowry, another change coming up. Russell headed back to the mound again. So pitching change here. It's 5-4, Red Sox on top. Covidien, a global healthcare products company, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. 1 on, 1 out. Third pitcher of the inning for the Orioles, Willie Iyer. 15th appearance, 1-1 with a 3.60 earned run average. 8 strikeouts in 15 innings. Opponents hitting a 2-8 against him. They turn Jed Lowry around. And Lowry hits a fly ball in the first pitch to center field. Adam Jones will make the catch. Lowry had been pinch hitting. Flies out in the first pitch. Don't forget to follow NESN on Twitter to be part of every game's conversation. Coming up next half inning, we'll take a look at what you've had to say about tonight's game so far in the Twitter world. So stay with us to see if your tweet will be seen right here on NESN. Well, Gonzalez led off the inning with a single, still at first base with 2 down for Carl Crawford. Crawford singled in the first, grounded out in the third, and then struck out in the 5th. And strike 1 to Crawford. Running first, the responsibility of JoJo Reyes, who started the inning. Crawford grounds it foul. 2 outs in the 7th inning. Adrian Gonzalez at first base. Red Sox holding on to a 5-4 lead. Gonzalez grounds it softly to first. Reynolds has got it. He will apply the tag and end the inning. We have played 7 full from Fenway. It's 5-4 Red Sox. Red Sox on top of the Orioles, out hitting the Orioles 10-8. And Daniel Bard, who had a pretty quick 7th inning, back out there for the 8th through 11 pitches in the 7th. Matt Wieters grounds one through the right side, a base hit for the Orioles. And the lead runner on in the 8th. New right fielder out there, Darnell McDonald, getting it back in.
Now Wieters not waiting around, jumping on that first pitch fastball from Daniel Bard and finding that hole between first and second.
And Josh Reddick pinch hit for by Jed Lowry, so Darnell McDonald takes over in right. Now Wieters at first base, nobody out for Adam Jones. He's been on 3 times in the game tonight, 2 hits, both singles, and he has walked as he fouls it off to the right. First start of the series for Jones, bothered by a hand problem, and came in defensively in game 1 yesterday. That's all we saw him in the day-night doubleheader. And start here, and a good one as Papelbon gets ready in the pen. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2, 98 in the fastball. Another factor that plays into this. Terry Francona was asked the other day before one of the games whether or not we would see Papelbon more than an inning at this time of the year. It's something that they've stayed away from for the most part, but he was pretty open about saying they would use Papelbon more than an inning.
Well, that's why you've seen Daniel Bard here in the 7th. You look at the scoreboard, you see Tampa Bay losing their game pretty big to the Yankees, and you've got a 1-run lead. So you go to Bard and you go to Papelbon.
Papelbon has gone more than 1 inning only 3 times this season. For Bard, this would be the 15th time if he can get it out here in the 8th, and he's gone more than an inning. Swing and a miss, and he's got an out. He strikes out Adam Jones, 1 down.
Well, that slider so far tonight for Bard has been devastating. Gets ahead of Jones and throws him that breaking ball. No contact. Both strikeouts have come on the slider.
Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Matt Wieters at first base. 1 out in the inning. Mark Reynolds the batter. Reynolds takes ball 1. 97 from Bard. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second, singled in the third, and then struck out looking in the 6th inning. Single in the 3rd inning, knocked in 2 runs. That was 82 RBIs on the year. This is into left field, a base hit. Second hit of the inning off Bard as Wieters takes second, and Reynolds has his second hit of the night.
And that time on the slider got a lot of home plate that time, and Reynolds right on it. So Reynolds with 2 hits on the night, a couple of runs batted in.
Well, the Yankees still on top 5-0. Yankees leaving the bases loaded again, 3rd time. As Terry Francona comes out, Bard has put 2 on here with 1 out. And he's going to go to Papelbon. Looking for 5 outs tonight. 5-4 Red Sox. With a 2-run single back in the 3rd inning gave the Orioles a 4-1 lead. Second time in 2 nights, he had a 3-run lead early in the game. The Red Sox would come back, though. Adrian Gonzalez with a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning get the Red Sox back within a run. And then a possible double play ball is messed up as the return throw to first base to Reynolds. An errant try by Reynolds. And Aviles would score to put the Red Sox on top 5-4. That is the score here in the 8th inning with 1 out and 2 on. For the Orioles, Papelbon into his 60th game of the year, 4-0, 2.56 earned run average. Interesting to note, the only save opportunity blown this year for Papelbon came when he came into a game in the 8th inning. Here he is in the 8th, and he has just 1 save this year, longer than 1 inning. He's looking for 5 outs tonight. As Chris Davis, the first batter that he faces, takes strike 1. Davis grounded out in the second, flied out to center in the third. He struck out swinging in the sixth inning. Goes an inning and a third, giving up 2 hits. He's responsible for the 2 men on. Leaders at second base, Reynolds at first. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 2. Foul back, and it's 0-2.
Papelbon staying with the fastball at about 96 miles an hour. Good cut by Davis, but fouls it straight back.
Davis 0 for 5 in his career against Papelbon with 2 strikeouts. The tying run in scoring position, and Matt Wieters at second base. Mark Reynolds at first. 1 out in the Orioles' 8th inning. Time called, and the pitch will not count. Papelbon taking a long time.
Long look at second base by Papelbon, and finally Davis calling timeout and getting timeout very close to when Papelbon was delivering the pitch.
Strike 3 call. Davis frozen. It's out number 2 of the 8th. 2 down.
And he didn't like that call at all. He thought that ball was up and in. They wanted to elevate on Davis with 2 strikes. They do. Let's see on the Amica Pig zone. Right at the top of the strike zone.
Two down in the 8th, 2 on. Yes, here is Nolan Reimold batting out of the number 9 spot. He was popped out to first, flied out to center, and been hit by a pitch. 4th plate appearance of the night for the Orioles left fielder. Fouled off to the right, not a play. Reynolds 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts and a walk against Papelbon. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Papelbon now has thrown 5 pitches, all 4 strikes.
And again, upstairs with the fastball. Foul tipping in the glove of Veritek.
hits it on the ground and throw into left field. A base hit. Wieters will be stopped. Throw will come plateward, and he would have been out. So a good job of stopping at third base by Willie Randolph. But the bases are loaded now at 2 outs, tying run 90 feet away.
And a good charge put on out there by Kyle Crawford in left field. He charged that ball hard. That made Willie Randolph hold that runner up at third base. Base hit by Reimold, and you're going to see Crawford come in with that hard charge. Gets the ball before Wieters is even at third. No way Willie Randolph could wave him home.
Only the third hit Papelbon has allowed in his last 9 appearances. Bases are loaded, 2 down for Robert Andino. He's been a tough out tonight. 2 hits in the game, both singles. Had a 13-pitch at bat back in the 3rd inning. Up high, ball 1. Don't forget, coming up immediately after the game, to stay with us for WB Mason Extra Innings Live. It's all the post-game coverage you'll need right here on NESN. That was the first ball thrown by Papelbon since coming into the game. Another ball, 2-0. Wieters at third base, tying run for the Orioles. Mark Reynolds at second base. Nolan Reimold at first, 2 down in the 8th. The Orioles are 2 for 7 in this category. 2-0 pitch coming up. Andino tried to hold up, but it is a called strike, and it's 2-1. With 2 outs and runners in scoring position, Papelbon this year has struck out 16 of the 26 batters that he has faced. He is behind Andino right now, 2-1. That's a strike, and it's 2-2.
And there's been nothing but fastballs from Papelbon since coming into this ball game. This fastball picking up the outside corner.
Fenway Park stands as 1 as Papelbon has a count of 2-2 to Robert Andino, 2 outs in the 8th. Ball 3 and a full count now. Everybody will be on the move here. Go 7 2/3 tonight. The Yankees 3 outs away as they have a 5-0 lead against Tampa Bay. Bases loaded, 2 down here, full count to Robert Andino. Andino lines it down the right field line. It's a fair ball. It's going to roll around as Wieters will score. Here comes Reynolds. He'll score from first base. Reimold's going to try and score. He will. It is a bases clearing double for Robert Andino, and the Orioles take the lead. Second blown save for Papelbon, and both have come in games where he's come in the 8th inning.
Well, Andino gets the fastball away and just slices it hard on a line down that right field line. Clears the bases. And a stunned crowd here at Fenway Park now sees the Red Sox trail in this ball game.
That is the first run Papelbon has allowed since July 16th, and 2 of the 3 runs scored here by the Orioles are charged to Bard. So an inning and a third, 2 hits. Bard touched for 2 runs. The Papelbon, the blown save, giving up the 3 runs so far here in the 8th. That has Baltimore on top 7-5. And J.J. Hardy and the Orioles now looking for more. Hardy 0 for 4 in the game. He has grounded out, popped out, struck out twice. Runner goes for third as Hardy takes a ball, no throw. And Andino gets to third base on the stolen base.
Really no contest either. It takes Papelbon a long time to get the ball to home plate. Not even the throw by Saltalamacchia. No chance.
Hardy will pop it up. Foul ground. Racing over is Aviles by the dugout. Aviles makes the catch. Nice play by Mike Aviles at the top step. With the damage done, the Orioles score 3 times and take a 7-5 lead. The Red Sox Game Day Live presented by Uno's, TC, Peter, Jim, and Heidi at 6:30. We joined on stage by Roush Fenway drivers David Reagan and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We'll have highlights from Game 1 of the Yankees-Rays doubleheader, plus the Boston Globe's Peter Abraham with the latest from the Red Sox clubhouse. Our live coverage begins tomorrow at 6, and it's right here on NESN. Well, Robert Andino has had quite a game here tonight for the Orioles. He drives in 3 with a double in the 8th. And it is 7-5 now Baltimore as we play in the bottom of the 8th. Into the game, defensive purposes, Matt Angle coming in left field. As Nolan Reimold's night is over, Pedro Strop into the game for the Orioles. His 19th appearance, 1-1 with a 2.20 earned run average. 16 of the 30, he's got 16 Ks, and opponents hitting at just 164 against him. Bottom third of the Red Sox order to bat in the inning. Strop misses for ball 1 at 94 miles an hour. Marco Scudero has flied out, walked him, scored, and grounded out. And again, 2-0. Action for the Red Sox in the pen. Felix Dubron Worked yesterday, warming in the pen now. Papelbon, the blown save. That's a strike, and it's in there. 2-1. Pedro Strop is not allowed to run in 7 appearances for the Orioles, 6 2/3. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball again, and it's 2-2.
Couldn't find the strike zone with his fastball, so goes to back-to-back breaking balls. Ties the count up at 2-2.
Troy Patton up in behind him in the pen, the left-hander. Swing and a foul. Still 2-2. And for Papelbon, the blown save tonight. Snaps 25 straight consecutive saves for Papelbon. Not tonight. It's actually the longest streak of his career. And the second blown save of the year. Scudero strikes out for the first out of the 8th.
Let's go back and take a look at the Andino at bat against Jonathan Papelbon. It was 6 pitches. And a great at bat by Andino. Ball 1 by Papelbon up high. Picks up ball 2 on a fastball away. They strike with the fastball. Fastball again on the outside part of the plate. Misses, runs the count 3-2, and then the line shot down the right field line for 3 RBIs.
This is a guy who had a 13-pitch at bat earlier in the game up against Eric Bedard. There's Jared Saltalamacchia, who takes strike 1. Saltalamacchia is striking out in the 2nd. He singled in the 4th, struck out in the 6th inning. Outside ball 2, 2-1. Angels win 10-6 over Toronto. The Angels are 4.5 games back of the Red Sox in the American League wild card race. Trumbull with 4 RBIs in that action tonight at Rogers Center. Fouled off. 2-2 now to Saltalamacchia. Cavillas waiting on deck. He's had a good night again. Been on base 3 times. A walk, a single, and a double. Driven in a run. 2-2 pitch to Saltalamacchia. Bounces in, full count. Orioles pen has been very good. They've not allowed a run. Reyes, Rapata, Iyer, and Strop striking out for the 3rd time tonight is Saltalamacchia. And there's 2 down in the 8th.
And once again, Strop going to that slider to pick up the strikeout. That's how he gets Scudero. That's how he gets Saltalamacchia.
So 2 down in the 8th, and Mike Cavillas the batter. A walk, a single, and a double. Run driven in. First time Cavillas has faced Strop in his career. Fouls it off to the right, evens the count at 1-1. tight, and it's 2-1. On deck, Jacoby Ellsbury. They do have a left-hander getting ready in the pen. In the air, foul down the left field line, up into the upper deck. Two balls, two strikes to Mike Aviles with 2 down in the 8th. Aviles fouls it off himself and goes down. Felix Dubron was up. He still is, but he's been joined by Shinichi Tozawa. 2-2 pitch to Aviles. He was fouled off towards the end of the Red Sox dugout. Pedro Strop has come in here in the 8th inning. Struck out Scudero, struck out Saltalamacchia. Now a 2-2 pitch to Aviles. Fouls it off. He didn't. He's kind of stepping out on that one, but he gets a piece.
That was that slider again from Stroop. I mean, that's what he's got the 2 strikeouts on in this inning, and Aviles barely getting a piece of it to foul it off.
2-2 pitch coming to Mike Aviles. He'll chop it foul down the other way this time. Yankees on top 5-0 in New York. In the dirt, full count. Aviles pops it up into shallow left center field. Racing in from left comes Angle, and he makes the catch. That ends the 8th inning. We head for the 9th. It is 7-5 Baltimore. is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Kia, Kettle One Vodka, and by Toyota's official website for deals by Toyota.com. Well, the Red Sox and the Orioles head into the 9th inning from Fenway Park, and what's been a nice night in Boston, but not for the Red Sox right now. They trail by 2 runs. Felix Dubron comes in and becomes the 6th pitcher used of the night for the Red Sox. 10th appearance, 7.27 earned run average, 5 strikeouts and 8 2/3, and opponents hitting at .313 against Dubron. Nick Markakis leading it off for the Orioles here in the 9th. Markakis dropping the bunt down. Avila's coming down third baseline. Barehanded throw, and it hits Markakis in the back. He will be safe to begin the inning. Bunt single for Nick Markakis to start the 9th.
Markakis has had a very nice night. His 3rd hit of the ball game, a bunt down that third base line. Avilas makes a nice play, but it looks like the throw may have hit him in the back as he was going to first base. So Markakis safe with the bunt base hit.
So lead runner on here for the Orioles in the 9th. Vladimir Guerrero, the batter. Guerrero chops it towards second. Pedroia will flip to second for 1, on to first for 2. Takes care of that, and there's 2 down in the 9th.
Very easy double play turn right there. Pedroia close to the bag. And of course, plenty of time to get Guerrero, who does not run all that well, going down that first baseline.
2 outs in the 9th as Matt Wieters comes up. He has been aboard twice. A walk in the 3rd, a single in the 8th inning. Take strike 1 from Felix Dubron. Wieters takes ball 1-1-1. Tazawa now in the pen by himself. They've been warming up along with Dubron. Dubron now in the game. Well, the Orioles get their closer ready. Jim Johnson already has a save in this series. Able to close out game 1 of the day-night doubleheader yesterday. Will bounce in, ball 2. Wieters on a check swing didn't go, and he takes ball 3. It's gone final in New York. Yankees win 5-0. Magic number is 7 for the Red Sox now. Raised 2.5 games back. The Red Sox trailing right now 7-5 in this game. 3-1 is outside, ball 4. A 2-out walk for Matt Wieters. What better way to start your day than with a little Sox talk on the radio home for Boston Red Sox baseball, now on 93.7 FM. Join Dennis and Callahan weekday mornings at 6 across the WEEI Sports Radio Network, and of course right here on NESN.
I'll be on tomorrow morning with Dennis and Callahan. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
It is.
Should be interesting.
2 down, Wieters at first base. Adam Jones, the batter. He's been on base 3 times tonight. 2 singles and a walk. On the ground up the middle, and by the dive of Scudero into center field. 3rd hit of the night for Adam Jones, who's been banged up lately and out of the lineup, but back in there tonight and having a good night.
Adam Jones picks up his 3rd hit of the night. He's also walked in this ball game. That brings Terry Francona back out of the Red Sox dugout to make the pitching change.
7-5 Orioles on top.
Time now for the Coors Light freeze cam, and it's the Andino base hit off Papelbon. A double down that right field line. Drives in 3 runs. Coors Light freeze cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Junichi Tozawa into the game for the Red Sox here in the 9th inning with 2 outs and 2 on. His minor league numbers from the season. Was removed from Tommy John surgery, first year back, and he appeared in the game against Toronto. No decision going in and giving up a run. It is Mark Reynolds who he faces here with runners at first and second, 2 down in the 9th. Reynolds with 2 hits tonight, a 2-for-4 game. It's a breaking ball and fouls it off. Leaders at second, Jones at first, 2 down. Game he appeared in against Toronto, first major league game for him since 2009. That is a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Zahn began the year in the 60-day DL, recovering from Tommy John surgery. Called up on the 13th of September. No 2 pitch. On the ground to shortstop. Scudero will go to first base, and his throw is in time to end the inning. Well, the Red Sox have work to do. They trail by 2, but they got the right people coming up. Jacoby Ellsbury, Dustin Pedroia, and Adrian Gonzalez. 7-5 Orioles. Sox and the Red Sox on NESN during the 2011 Red Sox season. Hess & Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every Red Sox home run. Hess Express committed to helping the cause. Now here we go in the bottom of the 9th inning from Fenway Park. Red Sox trail by 2. Jacoby Ellsbury, Dustin Pedroia, and Adrian Gonzalez to face Jim Johnson, who's been closing games for the Orioles. 7 out of 12 in that category. 65th appearance, 5-5 with a 2.72 earned run average. Log to save yesterday in the day portion of the day-night doubleheader. Ellsbury takes strike 1. Jacoby with a single back in the 4th inning, a 1-for-4 night. Johnson 5 saves in his last 6 opportunities, and he is quickly ahead 0-2. This guy who's logged a lot of innings this year. Jim Johnson leads American League relievers with 86 innings pitched. To Ellsbury. Breaking ball, and he grounds it foul to stay alive. Catcher interference. Wieters reached out apparently, and down to first base goes Ellsbury.
See the swing by Ellsbury, gets a piece of the glove of Matt Wieters right there and knocks it right off his hand. Very defensive swing too, but it did get a piece of the glove. So a break here for the Red Sox here in the 9th inning.
So a tying run already to the plate here after Ellsbury reaches at first. Pedroia, he is 2 for 4 in the game, 2 doubles as he fouls one off up into the upper deck. Justin against Jim Johnson, good numbers. Outside ball 1-1-1. First save of the year for Johnson came against the Red Sox back on July 19th. Pedroia lines it down the left field line, foul. Just to the left of the line.
Dustin out in front of that changeup from Johnson, hooks it, and hooks just into foul territory, off the wall.
Pedroia grounds it towards third base. Davis will go to second for 1, on to first. It is in time. Around the horn they go on the double play. Relatively close at first base, but now 2 down in the 9th.
Well, Robert Andino in the middle of another play at second base as he gets this turned over very nicely. Backs off the bag, gets out of the way of Ellsbury coming in and turns over the double play. So he's been a huge part of this game.
2 down in the 9th for Adrian Gonzalez. 3-hit night for Adrian, including his 27th home run of the year. Reminder to stay with us for Granite City Electric Red Sox final. Complete post-game coverage coming up after the game from our NESN studios. The 1-0. Breaking ball drops in there for strike 1. 1 for 4 in his career against Jim Johnson. A double for Adrian. Down in the count, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Gonzalez chops it right side. Diving is Reynolds. He'll flip to the pitcher. Johnson for the out. That ends the game. The Orioles have taken 2 of the first 3 games. And Jerry, it appeared the Red Sox had this lined up with Bard and Papelbon, but in the end, the Orioles get to him.
Well, you know, looking at the scoreboard and seeing Tampa lose, I think they went to Bard and Papelbon sooner than they normally would. It did not work out tonight. You got to give some credit to that bullpen for the Baltimore Orioles. They basically shut down the Red Sox from the 4th inning on in this ball game, and a missed opportunity tonight for the Boston Red Sox.
So the Rays lose and the Red Sox lose. So the Red Sox lead in the wild card remains 2 games. The magic number for the Red Sox is 7. The Angels did win, so they are 3.5 games back. Final score again, 7-5. The Orioles beat the Red Sox. For Jerry Remy and Heidi Watney, I'm Don Orsillo saying good night from Fenway. Join us again tomorrow night for the series finale with the Orioles. Josh Beckett takes the hill for the Sox. Live coverage from Yawkey Way begins at 6. It's been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. Let's send it now to the NESN Television Center. Here's Tom Caron.